I am Nat Martin. I am a transformation coach and I'm a professional speaker. I am also a retired 20-year veteran. One of the key things people don't know about is that I joined the United States Air Force at 18 years old. I had to make my dreams come true and make it a reality.
Welcome to Resilient Talks Podcast, where real stories of bounce backs, breakthroughs, and bold comebacks. Hosted by your retired veteran, speaker, and transformation coach, Nat Martin. This is the place where you reset your mindset, reclaim your voice, and rise with purpose. Resiliency is your superpower. Let's activate it.
Hey guys, it's your girl Nat Martin, and we're going to dive a little deep on the behind the scenes of my transition from the military. A lot of times people see the now, but they never knew how I got here. One of the things I'm going to take you guys on a ride. It's going to be a short ride, but it's going to be a ride of a lifetime. A lot of you may be new. You haven't followed me in a while, or you don't even know what I'm about. So one of the key things is I am Nat Martin. I am a transformation coach and I'm a professional speaker. I am also a retired 20-year veteran. One of the key things people don't know about is that I joined the United States Air Force at 18 years old. I had to make my dreams come true and make it a reality. When I joined the United States Air Force, I did not know what I was going to do. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know what they were going to have me doing. I didn't even know what they were sending me. I just knew that I wanted more for my life and that I was going somewhere. And when I tell y'all I was going somewhere, this is what I want you to understand. 18-year-old Nat had dreams. 18-year-old Nat had already been through so much stuff in her life that it was destined for me to start thinking bigger. How am I going to get there? So I used the United States Air Force as a tool. I said, you know what? Let me join the Air Force and see if they can do three things for me. Make me money, because I got to sustain, I got to live life. And then I wanted to make sure it paid for my education, and I wanted to travel. Because as a young girl, I kept thinking, I want to see the world. I want to explore the world. I kept thinking it's more than life than Newark, New Jersey. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, Brick City. If you've been there, you know it's not a fairy tale. It's not a land of make-believe. It's, the concrete jungle. So one of the key factors was that I had to get out and I had to figure out a way. I'm not promoting the Air Force, just let people know. But I am saying that that was the vehicle that I chose to get me on my way to start my journey. Now, from 2001, I left for basic training to San Antonio, Texas, went through military boot camp. Listen, I was 90 pounds and I just turned 18. Here I am going to military basic training and I'm like, here we go. Had challenges in basic training, but we all did when we were going through it. But everybody's challenges was different. So I can say that that was like maybe a little start of my resiliency story of now I'm away from my family. I'm away from the places I know. I'm away from people I know. And I got to figure out what's this new job? How do I get through this? And where am I going to do next? Story short, I left in 2001. I retired 20 years later in 2022. Throughout that, I traveled and lived abroad in many countries, Iceland, Italy, toured throughout Europe, Germany, everywhere. But I also lived in multiple states in the US. And doing that 20-year tenure, I was married twice. I was divorced twice. I became a single mom, which was the best blessing of my life. I had multiple surgeries that left me with limitations that I had to persevere through. I lost about 30 to 40 close family and friends that are now watching over me every day. But the thing that I want you to understand throughout all of those battles, those adversities, those obstacles, because that's how we would see it, right? It's an obstacle. It's adversity. It's a setback. It's something to stop you along the way. I didn't give up the dream of retiring. I mean, I didn't initially think I was going to go in the Air Force and do 20 years, but I got there because I kept doing things in increments. And every time an obstacle came my way, I kept pursuing. My determination, commitment, and resiliency is what got me here. So I'm not special because what I realized along my journey, especially becoming a leader in the military, I am people that don't look like me, whether it's gender or race. I'm around people that come from all backgrounds, all different places in the world. So we have to be able to work together and make sure that we achieve the mission. And doing that, you learn how to work well with others. You know how to effectively communicate. and you know how to learn about different cultures. I honestly think that's like the coolest part of it all, because I've adopted so many different things into my life that I'm just not one culture. I'm just everything, right? So when I was going through this journey, I realized I'm not different than you. We all have a story. We all have a problem that we had at one time in our life. Now, my problem may be different than your problem. My problem may be my health, my finances, my relationships, my job, my business, my child, my family. We could think of all the problems. But I'm solution based, where I used to say, when a problem arises, how am I going to solve it? Who do I need to help me solve it? How can I persevere and keep going? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to disappear and go away. It's not magic. It's going to sit there. And sometimes we might have a minor or a micro problem and it turns into a macro problem because we don't address it. So I learned years of developing myself through personal development, and then developing myself through professional development in the military, of becoming the better version of me, becoming the best version that I can be than I was yesterday. That sounds very cliche, but when I tell y'all, if you wake up being intentional about where you're going, then you are going to fall into success. Because the truth of the matter is, you can't just dream about it. You can't just think about it. You got to take action and do it. And when you're doing it, you are learning that what you thought you wanted may not even be it. Where you thought you were going may not be it. So 20 years later, I'm retired. And a lot of people say, well, Nat, what are you going to do now? Continue living life, helping others and serving. I served my country for 20 years. Now it's time to serve my community in a capacity that's a little bit different than how I served them 20 years. I developed leaders. I help families. I help friends. I was the ambassador for the Air Force, spokeswoman, military Barbie, whatever you want to call it, right? But now it's like, let me give you a different version and a different lens to look at, as how I can still develop the leader within you, how I can still help you be resilient on your battlefield, how I can still be able to make sure that you're maximizing and being effective with your time. But the most important thing, to be honest, I'm going to go back to my word, resiliency. How you can become more resilient in your life to bounce back from any setback. One of my mottos has always been, I have not come this far to come this far. Reason being for this motto is simple. The point of where I am today, I didn't come this far to get this far, because today were the prayers of yesterday. So I prayed that one day I will be retired. And guess what? Now I'm retired. But my prayers are different. So as you grow through your circumstances, as you grow through your situations, life will look different. And as you develop and evolve into the person that you're destined to be, man, listen, this is how you're going to peak at your success. You're going to evolve and become and live in it. And I get excited when I think about it, because to be honest, I love to see people flourish. And you're probably like, well, Nat, you don't know me. You like, my troubles is crazy. It's like, nobody in my family, we don't make it. Well, guess what? I had the same story. I had the same background. I had to change my narrative. I had to take control of the life that I wanted to create. So what I'm telling you is, I'm giving you the story of Nat Martin, and it's just a little vague story, but it's to show you that determination, commitment, and resiliency were four components that helped me get from joining the United States Air Force to doing 20 years and becoming a senior non-commissioned officer, and actually developing leaders and leading people all the way through from their personal and professional development. It just wasn't a job. In the military, the lifestyle. And when you're a leader, it comes with all of the responsibility. So now I tell you that because I know there's someone sitting out there that's like, Nat, I don't feel like a leader. I don't think I'm a leader. But I'm going to tell you, you are. You are, because everyone is a leader. You have led in one capacity or the other. You just haven't recognized it because you've been beaten down too long. You haven't activated it because you don't really know, what does it look like? Or you may not have seen you as a leader. To be honest, when I first joined the United States Air Force, I didn't see many Black women in leadership. So it was making it very hard for me to dream big. It was crushing my dreams to be very small because I didn't see me. There was no representation. But then when I deployed to Qatar and I got to see someone that looked like me in leadership, I was like, wow. It is possible. I can do this too. I can make it. Because all I kept seeing, no disrespect, was just white men. They were married. They had, a wife and 2 kids and 2 dogs. It's like, okay, they got picket fences. And here I am, Black female. I was divorced, so now I'm a single mom. The picture wasn't matching up. So it was making me feel like, I don't know if that's possible for me. But even though I still didn't want to crush my own dreams, I'm like, I'm going to keep striving for it. But it was really taking bits of my dream away from me, the more I didn't see the representation that it was possible. Because what I tell you is that when you're going along the journey, it got harder and harder each year. The higher I was going, the politics, it just got harder and harder. So it was like, okay, how do I actually persevere through this? How do I push through where I don't cave? How do you keep going when you feel like just giving in and giving up? When you activate your resiliency muscle, that's when you got to dig deep. When I say dig deep, you got to get in here. You got to dig deep and activate your resiliency muscle and harness all of the strength that you didn't even know you had. I promise you, in my weakest moments where I felt like my back was to the wall and life was over for me, I found so much strength that I didn't even know I had. Like, I'm being straight up honest with you. I didn't even know I had the strength to keep going at times. And people were like, well, Nat, you're so strong. And I'm like, it didn't feel like it. Because at your weakest moment or at that circumstance, it's beating you over top of your head that you're feeling like those dreams just gonna have to go away, or I don't see how. Don't worry about seeing how. Just start doing. Don't let anything stop your beliefs. What you believe, you can achieve. And it's not a saying, it's true. But I need you to tap in and truly believe whatever it is set for you. Some people be like, 20 years, that's a long time. I told you those 4 key skills is how I did it. And I know that you got them too. I know that it's within you. I know that you possess all of it. But see, the key component of the matter is that I am successful and so are you. I reached this point in my life and guess what? I still have so much more to give and so much more to go and grow. So I want you to keep that in mind, that your destination, it's not one. Don't live life going into a destination because it's a journey. And sometimes we might have to, it might be traffic over here. So you might have to go this way. It may be construction over here. So you might have to go this way. Guess what? Bridge may be down. So now you got to take a tunnel. It's so many ways to get to where you want to go. And sometimes the destination will change because what you wanted at 20 may not be what you want at 25. What you wanted at 25 is definitely not going to be what you want at 35. And it keeps going. So I want you to really sit still with yourself and recognize, what is it in your life? Map out something that you were dedicated to. What was your resiliency story? How did you get from where you were to where you are? Because you know how many people I know retired young or had their own success story in their industry or in their business or even as a parent or whatever. How did you get to where you are today? You also had to tap in and be committed, determined, have resiliency and leadership within you. So don't forget that. If anything about this video today is to remind you, don't forget what you already possess because of your circumstances or situations. The key thing that I want to leave you with is that you have the power to activate it at any given moment, and you can literally change your life if you decide to. So decide today and let me know if this was life-changing for you, just to hear it, because sometimes hearing it instead of just being in your moment or feeling like you're under a dark cloud, it can help you get motivated again. I'm here to empower, uplift, and inspire others to live the best version of themselves, to become the authentic version of themselves. Like I tell you, living life, miserable, that's exactly what it is. Straight miserable. But when you start really truly living life in abundance and living life for yourself, it's a whole nother cheat code out there. And that's a whole nother video that we'll discuss. But I want that for you. I want that for you. Y'all just make sure y'all stay tuned with Resilient Talks, because we're going to talk about stories. We're going to talk about tools, tips, and resources that's going to help you activate. We're going to help you unlock. We're going to help you persevere. We're going to help you get over, and we're going to help you live life in accordance of how you want to live life, free with true freedom and abundance. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast and stay tuned in, because I also want to shed light on your story too.